All right, all good.
Cool. Well, we are live. We have a countdown going on the screen there. What I'm noticing,
Mm,
which is strange, is YouTube is not letting me chat on my own video.
okay.
There it is. Okay, weird. So yeah. So those of you who are listening, I am typing to you, and hopefully you can do the same because what we will be doing here before we officially start in a couple seconds here, you can put anything in the chat. I'll put that in here.
Will I see something on the chat too, Evan?
Sure.
The chat here on Zoom for me.
No, they're just on. No one else is on Zoom. Yeah,
Got it.
I'll read them to you as they come in.
Sure.
Okay, welcome everybody. Nice to see you all, and we are very lucky to have Faye Chan with us. Hello, Faye. Nice to see you again.
Hello.
We
Good morning for me and good evening for
yes,
you.
morning for Australia, evening for those of us here in, and late afternoon if you're on the west coast of USA.
Mm,
So good to spend this time with you. We're doing another a round of tag team tapping. If you're not familiar with what that is, we will be taking turns doing tapping rounds, but we will be basing it on what you put in the chat, or at least incorporating those things. So feel
mm.
free to let us know. You don't have to name names, especially if it's on
It
a
can be
on a
anonymous.
public. Remember, it's a public YouTube video, so if you're like using your first name and you're like, my wife is so, or whatever,
That's
but
okay.
you can say what it is that's triggering you, how it is upsetting you, your personal reactions, the way things seem to be coming up for you, because we will be tapping precisely on that today, the subject of people who trigger you, or I would include with that memories, things you're still carrying, events. This could have happened to you like in second grade, but you're
Mm,
still carrying that upset, and it's a great topic because these are uncomfortable to look at and be with, but it is absolutely where some of the biggest charges can be held. And often when you're, at least what I've observed in myself and working with lots of different people, is those intense reactions you have when someone pushes your buttons, that's
mm,
often like an eruption of some of the most intense and most suppressed stuff, because it's like what you've been kind of keeping under the hood in order to present yourself as the nice person or the calm person or whatever it is that you're feeling like you have to be or not able to express. When someone's like, whatever it is they do, leave the socks on the ground or cut you off in traffic, and suddenly you're just erupting, there is a whole gold mine of energy there. And as we let people, we see some people chatting in here. Oh, hey, Christine. Yeah, Faye, if there's anything you want to say to introduce the topic as well before we jump into any tapping.
Yeah, so with triggers, it's always familiar, right? For the people that are logging in and seeing this on live, it's always familiar. So it'll be centered in your body somewhere and it's recognizable. You know it's there. It reoccurs, reappears like a pattern, and it's always familiar. So even if you don't think you're being triggered or you're in a calm state of mind, sometimes the body will react before you even do. So catch that as because we can work with that as to where it is in your body, how intense is it, give it a score out of 10, and then from there we can, tag, and tap on it as well. Cool.
Perfect. So I guess to set the stage here, I'll do a brief little exercise of sorts just to let everyone kind of connect to how you might be being triggered. Sometimes these memories don't jump up to the surface,
Mm.
especially when it comes time to tap on it. So I'll invite everyone, if you're in a place, you can close your eyes if you like to do that. Otherwise, you can just kind of tune in to where you are. And I just want you to invite yourself to think about, let your mind just wander freely. Are there any recent events, anything you can recall where you just felt that charge of emotion come up in your body, in your reactivity. It could be anything from a shock, like shockingly offended by something, right? That's a form of this. It's sometimes we default to anger. It doesn't have to be rage or anger. Something where you observed a reaction, could be your own, especially people you love, where you're almost resistant to the reaction you're having because, hey, I love this person, but I have this incredibly intense reaction coming up to what they're saying or doing. And so just let your mind scan for that. Whether or not you get a clear memory or a clear event, you may just also notice that there's certain feelings in your body, which is equally, if not more, valid than memorizing or remembering the details of a particular event. And it could be coming up as just a tension, a frustration, like you're holding something back, or an eruption, like I want to shout and scream, or I feel like I want to become really aggressive with this person, and it might be disproportionate to what happened. And so feel free to share anything. We have a few things. I want to clear out people accusing me and my kids of their baggage or issues they had before being accused of taking something. And I'm sure other people can relate to someone accusing you of something that they themselves are doing. They're
Mm.
saying to you, like, you're always so angry. And the person that's saying that is like the angriest person you know. So letting that percolate, feel free to share anything else. But we do have this accusing me, fear of, or not fear, but just being accused. And
Mm.
also just these general sensations that might arise. And so, Faye, if you want to go first, you can take it on the general as far
Mhm.
as what might be coming up and this sense of people accusing me or my kids of something.
Sure. Okay. Tapping on the side of your hand. So I'm going to make the assumption you guys know how to tap and you just follow along. Okay. Cool. And just repeating after me. Even though I'm sitting here tapping and we're tapping about what triggers me, that seems to be a daily occurrence. I'm still okay and I'm still all right. Even though I hear the same things all the time. People accuse me and my kids, and it's a familiar thing I hear all the time. I send myself love and acceptance about this. Even though I might feel it somewhere in my body. Every single time I get triggered, it's familiar, it's in the same spot, and sometimes it's the same intensity. I acknowledge all of this and I send myself a calmness through this and a love and an acceptance. Now going to the top of the head at the crown. Why does this happen to me? The eyebrow point. Here we go again. And then side of the eye. I have all these thoughts arising. And then under the eye, I'm trying not to blow up. and then under the nose. I'm holding it together. The chin point, just where the crease is. I'm holding it together for my kids. And then the collarbone point. I'm sick of people accusing me. The underarm point. I feel myself about to erupt. And then back to the top of the head. This intense reaction in my body. And then the inner eyebrow. I'm just trying to keep it all under the hood. Side of the eye. I'm trying not to react as much as possible. And then under the eye. But that's an impossible task. And then under the nose. I'm trying not to blow up. On the chin. This familiar sensation in my body. Now I want you to breathe in and then out. You might find that other aspects or other insights might be coming up for you as we just went through that tapping. Or you might find yourself discharging and dissipating, which is really normal as well. And clarity will actually arise, I reckon. So if you've got anything else to share or anything else that popped up for you, share in the chat and Evan will read it out. Thanks, Evan.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And there is a delay. So people are probably hearing the round end in like 40 seconds. So we'll just talk a little bit while that's happening. Hi, Nico. Welcome. Nico's here in the chat.
Cool.
And I really like that angle that you took there with like I'm trying to hold it back because
Ah,
that's such a huge part. That's like why it's still in us in the first place.
yes.
And of course, we don't want to actually, you know, punch the person or erupt. And so we
Mm,
feel like we have no other option because we didn't learn how to process emotions or tap when we were kids.
mm,
So we're like managing the behavior all the time,
yeah.
and all of this stuff gets stored up. So we have, yep, some things are starting to come. We say it feels like a huge concrete brick is leaving my back. It feels like what's loosening. Okay, great. So we are on the right track here. And
Great.
anyone else who has anything that they're feeling arise as this continues. And in the meantime, I will piggyback on that experience of the hold back
Mm,
of the trigger in the moment, because
excellent.
that's such a huge part of it. And you think of the amount of energy you're using in that moment in order to not scream.
To not say something,
Yeah,
to not bite back.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also for those of you who feel free to chat in the middle of the round. It's fine because I can see it as
Yeah.
we're going. So feel free. I will incorporate it as we go along. Don't have to wait until the round is done. So let's say even though this is a ton of energy and effort to not speak my mind, to not let it out on this person. And maybe it's better that I don't for the sake of the relationship or not going to prison, but it's a huge toll on me. And I honor and accept myself and my efforts to manage this. And even though it takes so much energy to not react to my trigger when they say or do this to me. I choose to honor myself as best I can and all the effort it takes to stay on good behavior. And so even though it is a lot of pressure in my body that I feel like I have to store because I don't want to unload it in that moment. But it does leave me carrying it. And I'm open to the possibility that I can give this space to myself where that energy can discharge in a healthy way here. All right, and let's go through the points now and say, it takes a lot of effort. In that moment when they're saying those words or accusing me or being dismissive or condescending, not taking me seriously, not honoring an agreement, or just not showing up. There's a lot I want to say. And I want to react. My body and emotions are reacting. I can't actually stop that. But I am stopping the physical expression. And that takes work. And so I'm practicing here where no one's actually triggering me. But my body is still holding that. To ask myself a question. What did I want to say or do in that moment? How did my body want to express itself? Maybe I'm glad I could control that. But what is that stored energy in me saying? Oh, I wish I could have fill in the blank. And I want to explore what it would feel like. What is the emotional release I'm imagining? Well, I want to scream because, and I have like an intuition of how that would be satisfying to let that be expressed. And so I'm choosing to let that be expressed now. Whether or not I physically react. Maybe I don't physically scream right now. Like we have in the chat here, I'm responding with kindness and grace. But deep down is that rage. Right now, that rage needs my attention. I know they're not here. But what needs to be released? What charge couldn't be expelled in that moment? And just asking that and feeling. without even thinking about how. Just letting my mind and body do what they do. And they may show me unpleasant responses or images. And it's okay to allow those. It's important to allow those. I had to respond calmly in the moment. But what this energy needs to release may be anything but calm. And I'm just allowing that as much as feels right for me to come up and move through me. Open to the potential that they don't actually have to be here. They don't have to hear what I want to say to them in order for it to be a satisfying release. I don't have to let them have it. They might not even still be around. They might not still be on the planet anymore. So I don't want them to have the power of whether or not I get to release this. So I'm just choosing to release as much as is okay. Okay, let's pause there. And I'd also invite anyone, if you're getting like physical movements, like I kind of am, let that happen. Unless, I mean, I'm on camera and I'm still letting it happen, but I'm assuming you're probably somewhere where you can let your arms move. If your body feels like it wants to shake or yawn or do something, this is the last thing you want to do is hold that down in these moments, because it's all the stuff that you, again, probably had to hold down so that you didn't get fired or whatever it was. And we do have some comments. Yeah, being okay when you don't react. Exactly. Yeah, you're giving yourself permission to not have the reaction. Sadness, crying now that they would think so low of me. Such a breakthrough, removing the prison from my own body reactions. That's a beautiful way to say it. Feels like the ocean is washing this density away. That's a very poetic comment. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Yeah. These emotions and reactions, when you couldn't yell at them, are stored, and this goes back to pre-verbal even reactions that you just sensed you were not allowed to express. And so, yeah, we can give another moment to see what else comes in. And Faye, if you have any comments on that in the meantime.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm sensing there's something here about as much as they want to dissipate the reactions, I wonder if there's full acceptance about the reactions rather than going, this is how I'm going to cope on top of it and manage on top of it and regulate, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
It's actually allowing and not making wrong your reactions. It's actually valid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. And that's a really important thing to keep in mind, I guess, throughout this whole process is like we're not tapping away these bad reactions that you have. And you'll hear a lot of people express like, "Oh, I had this terrible anger. I got to get rid of that." We're using the tapping to let you experience it because it's valid, not because it's
Mm,
wrong and it needs to be gotten rid of. The tapping is to give you permission to
mm,
be with such an intense reaction.
mm.
That's a great subject and a great way to say it. We're allowing you to have your valid reactions, not tap away your bad and shameful anger that you had in that moment.
Yeah. And I guess when you're self tapping, without the practitioner working. It's really to help you manage and regulate in the moment, which is about dissipating a charge that's like a 9 out of 10 down to a 5 or 6 out of 10, which is a little bit more manageable. Um, but the next time it happens again, it's going to rage up to 9 or 10. So tapping is extraordinary for regulation in the moment, but also when you're tapping with a practitioner, you really want to go inward and actually look at the source of it as to how come it's still there, rather than mitigating against it. It's not a risk assessment as such. Yeah. Cool. So shall I just continue?
Perfect. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you want to take us through something on that theme? That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Even though I might be feeling better in myself, I may not have these intense reactions anymore, and I'm not feeling them right now. I still send myself love and support through this process. Even though I can feel the prison unshackling from me and the feelings being washed away from my body. I appreciate this new calmness right here, right now. I'm still okay and I'm still all right. Even though I want to react with kindness and grace, but underneath that, there's still the rage and anger. It might be simmering now rather than an inferno. Oh dear. I still send myself love and respect. Okay, top of the head. I'm still trying to hold it back. I'm hoping this tapping will curb it. But I honor how I feel. It's really valid to feel into those feelings. I wonder what meaning I give it. Is it bad and wrong? I shouldn't disrupt others. I'll disappoint them. I'll tarnish my reputation. No wonder I have to hold it all together. So, why does this happen to me? And in this calmer state, as I'm reflecting and tapping, I wonder if my body can share something with me. Maybe something from the past. Feeling this way back then, reacting in the same way, and trying to cover it up. I do wonder if my subconscious can show me something. Maybe an insight or an incident, because I'm just tapping right here, right now. It's really safe where I am. It's okay to allow my feelings to come up, to feel into them. It's really valid. There's no need right now to cope on top of them. So I wonder what's opening up. I'm open to finding out. I'm curious to know. I wonder what's coming through. And letting my body know it's safe to share. It's safe to feel into it. And even allow the emotions to feel yucky, to feel uncomfortable. I appreciate the discomfort. It's my body communicating. It's all valid. They're my emotions, and I can feel into them. Letting them dissipate, even if it's a few percent. Sometimes it is hard to let it go. And I acknowledge that. Maybe my body feels okay in letting go just a little bit. I still give it permission to be how it wants to be. So I send myself acceptance about this, sending myself a curiosity, gaining a perspective, and allowing myself just to let go. It's okay to release. It's okay to let the grip go. And even allow this brick to be dissolved fully, to further wash away, to further break through. It's okay to feel into it and then allow it to be diffused. I'm okay and I'm safe. Okay, now breathe in and out. And then just feel into the body. See what else is coming through. What other aspects has been shared in a thought, in a memory, a vision, an insight, a word. And if you're happy to share, just share in the comments.
Yeah, that was excellent. A lot of good stuff in there for me, and of course the round. And feel free to share. We have somebody mentioned they were, oh, Marlene, hey, mentioned they were yawning during that. So memories coming up. My stepdad accused me of stealing cookies and liking boys before the appropriate time. But I was just a tomboy loving basketball. So I was just a kid. You know, it feels like my grip is being removed from his judgment and my truth. That's excellent to hear. Yeah, it's really powerful when you do what Faye did, which is to kind of ask for without forcing it. You know, it's not like well, let me try to connect these dots, but you just ask for situations, memories, things that might be linked to what's going on. I got a very clear image of myself. I could even see the classroom where I don't know exactly what's happening, but it's just so uncomfortable. Like it's something like I know the answers to something, or a subject is really easy for me, but I
Right.
have to like just sit there all day and like just be sit. It's the last thing I want to do as a kid. So I feel this almost like, come on, like I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I have to be good. I have to pretend to be patient. I have to, all of this kind of stuff just kind of reveals itself. It's really
Mm.
interesting. And it's, no doubt how I'm going to be kind of white knuckling it through situations as an adult, just kind of like
Yeah.
wanting to say something, feeling like I still can't, even though I
Yeah.
probably can, because
Mm.
it's like, well, the teacher, I'm not allowed to say anything here, right? So
Yeah.
very interesting how that comes up.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
Yeah. So we've got, yeah, parents accusing you, parents, which
Oh.
is like sometimes I've actually seen it done in a way where it seems kind of harmless or like cute, but it's not necessarily interpreted all as being all that cute when you're a
Mm.
kid. Like, hey, you're always doing this, or I've had clients where parents do gestures that the parent probably thinks is kind of funny, like, oh, there he goes again, like, you know there he
Mm.
goes talking about basketball again, or here comes another
Mm.
story about whatever, and it's not necessarily, it wouldn't sound like the cruelest thing in the world, but it imprints with this like, oh, I guess, I'm boring, or my subjects aren't interesting, or
Mm.
I'm not allowed to talk about what I like to talk about. So yeah, we'll keep going in that direction. And as you have been, feel free to add anything, share anything. And since this is sort of a wider group, if you don't have a specific memory or like event coming up, that's totally fine too. Not everybody gets things in that way. I'm kind of hyper visual and can get things in this really vivid way, but it's not like, oh, that means I can clear better than someone who can't. It's kind of however it's coming up for you. And also, always remember that numbness is a feeling. So if you're kind of here and you're like, I'm getting kind of numb, things aren't coming up, like even less than usual, work with that. Like let that be what's coming up. The blankness, the numbness, the like, I can't really remember anything, because that can be a protective mechanism in and of itself, just as much as a vivid, recollection of something. So let's say, even though I'm realizing that when these people push my buttons, this goes back further than I might imagine. It's okay if I don't know exactly when it started. That energy is all still there. My only job is the willingness to be with it. And I give myself some grace and compassion for doing that. And so, even though I experience these triggers now, I might be realizing they go way back, whether I have conscious memory of it or not. It's okay if I don't remember. If I do, I allow myself to be with that. But in any case, I welcome what my body is storing here. And just holding myself in compassion to be with that. So even though I'm holding a lot, that's what comes out in these reactions. When someone triggers or upsets me, there's probably decades of energy behind it. Maybe I've seen some memories of what some of the origins might be. But even if I don't, I'm just giving myself permission to be with that energy. Let's go through the points now and say, yeah, this goes further back. Whether I remember details or not, these emotions and sensations of, frustration or anger, of feeling falsely accused or being accused, of feeling like I'm not allowed to say anything, feeling really powerless. These go way back. And yeah, they don't feel good. And it doesn't feel good to suppress it either. But the only options I had were to express it and get in trouble, or much worse, or suppress this. And back when this all started, I didn't have any other option. And so it's an uncomfortable set of sensations. And part of me would love them to just disappear. And there are ways to make them disappear. But they're temporary. And they just come back the next time I'm upset. Or the next time they say those words. Or the next time I see that comment on social media. Or I see that political view expressed. And now I'm mad for like 3 hours. It goes deeper than that comment. And I'm allowing myself to feel what's behind that. It's uncomfortable. I don't have to force myself there. But just like if a child that I know were to be visibly upset and disturbed, I would give them permission to tell me at the pace they tell me, or even let them not tell me, but letting them have that reaction. I choose to be curious about the reaction that's coming up. Even relaxing any words for it. Because if I call it anger or rage, or powerlessness or judgment, I might have meaning to those words that don't let me just listen to what I'm feeling and just let me feel what's there. And sometimes that sounds too simple, but we do not want to feel these things. But that's really the path to letting this actually discharge. Not by telling the feeling to go away, not by calling it a improper response, but by saying, wow, that really bothers you, doesn't it? Wow, there's a lot of emotion here. Isn't that interesting? Wow, this is intense. And I'm open to the possibility that even if I don't remember it, there's a very good reason that the reaction is this intense. Whatever happened, the amount of times it may have happened, how intense it was for me at that age, the reaction makes sense. It always does. So relaxing my adult interpretation of the intensity or type of reaction I'm having. It was appropriate at its time. It was everyone else who said it was inappropriate. That's why I had to suppress it. So let's not repeat that pattern again by talking to myself, by saying my own reactions are too much. They are totally the right response for whatever created this in the first place. Just letting that be here as best I can. And there may be a lot of intensity. It's a practice to be with this. There are definitely tricks I can do where I say, they're just doing the best they can. I'm going to visualize something and send them love and light until they do it again and I'm just as pissed off. So this is the way. Not to manage the constant triggering, but to begin to remove that button so they have nothing to push. The button makes sense. It was put in probably way early in my life, where it really did trigger an overwhelming or primal emotion that just needs more space from me now. All right, let's take a breath. Let yourself kind of do whatever you need to with that. This may require backing off. It may be like, yeah, I want to kind of stay in there with that. There's no real right or wrong with that. We're not seeing you one-on-one to be able to make that call and saying like, yeah, you should back off from that. You'll have a sense though, as long as you're not forcing something. It's not about like, okay, stay right in that intense anger as long and as hard as you can. It's just kind of acknowledging, okay, there's a lot here, maybe a lot more than I realized. Maybe that, argument about the cereal box or something is, I'm realizing, whoa, this goes back to like some terrifying thing that's been held in my body since I'm 4. But it lets you respect the whole thing a lot more, for sure.
Mm. Yeah, that was great, Evan.
Thank you. And we'll see if anything comes up for any folks.
Yeah, I just sense a heaviness.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of because the triggers trigger a coping mechanism, right? So as you said, if you can't retaliate, there's or escape, like run away. There's only internalizing it. And we've known to do this ever since we were little. Yeah, despite the best intentions of the parents, the carers, the teachers, it's right there for a lot of people.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the only specific comment we got was incredible. So that probably means this person had a lot come up around that and like that kind of
Good.
heaviness that you're sensing there. We got a few hearts sent as well. So
Yeah.
it's definitely resonating. And we are, coming up to about an hour. So
Yeah.
if there's, if you want to do something that kind of pulls it out of the heaviness and gives
Sure.
like a
We'll sprinkle some
container.
magic dust all over it.
Because this is something
Yeah.
people can return to at any
Yes,
time,
they can.
and you can
Yeah.
return to it's on YouTube, so you can return to any round at any
Mm.
time as well. If you found,
Mm.
something Faye did or the second round Faye did really hit a spot. That's the nice thing
Mm.
about doing it live like this. These are kind of evergreen topics and evergreen
They are.
tappings. It's not like, okay, well, in 2026, the whole technique is all different. That's kind of what's nice about this. We do have someone saying, feeling I can breathe and lots of pain has left.
Oh,
So
good.
that's a good thing. That was awesome. Remove the button we have. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Uh-huh. Great. Yeah, there's a lot of nuances that we're not getting here that we would get with working one-on-one with a person. And obviously we're not even hot seating with someone to be able to deep dive into the rabbit hole, right? The rabbit warren as such. Um, but there's something great about how where you are in New York and where I am in Melbourne, that we can hold space energetically, like through the ether, really, and have all these people tuning in live or afterwards, and actually still holding space for them. So it's pretty cool. We're doing this from across literally on the other side of the world from each
Mhm.
other. That's really cool. Okay. All right. So let's do a round to sort of not distance, but really just to give it reprieve, like just to give it room and buffer, right, and space. Yeah. Cool. All right. Even though I've done good work today, I know I do hold a lot of things back, and I try not to show it, but I sense and feel it. I acknowledge all that I felt and all that I've seen and all that has come up for me. And I intend to release all of this. Even though a lot of pain has left, and I find myself breathing much easier. There's more space returning back to me. I appreciate this, and I want to anchor and ground this feeling, sending myself an ease and a flow. Even though the residual energy might still be there, I still thank my body for supporting me and for allowing me to release this a little bit more. I am okay and I am all right. So, as I'm in the process of changing this cycle and creating a freedom from this, I just want to send thanks to my body for holding on to it for all this time. It's probably decades. My body is resilient and it's protecting me. However, I'm an adult now. I'm no longer in primary school. I'm no longer in high school or even in my early adulthood. It's really okay to let this go and restore some of this to myself and bring back the power and reclaim it back to me. It's really okay. It's really okay to ask for it back. It's really okay to restore it back to its right place. And I can always ask myself, is it really true? Is it really true, the thought I hold on to? Who would I be without that story or without that point of view? And I wonder if I can still let that go. Maybe I'll try it on. So, letting myself love, thanking myself for the courage, allowing myself to be, giving myself the patience and time as I work through this, change the pattern, and release the anchors. Acknowledging this residual energy, because I may or may not know the source of it. But regardless, I still send myself love, give myself the kindness and gentleness as I work and release through this process. Allowing this to alleviate, to wash away, to expel and flush out of my systems and out of my energy fields. Sending myself love and compassion, support and backing. Okay, breathe in and out.
Yeah, that was excellent. I was yawning a lot there.
I know, I saw it.
Good.
Lots of yawns in it.
Good
Very
sign.
good.
Yeah, very good sign. Yeah, that was great. Thanks so much, Faye. Thanks for doing this and thanks for taking this to kind of such, substantive places and letting this, I think this would be a good resource for people too, to be able to um,
Yeah.
turn to. I'm assuming that most people watching this have not permanently released all triggers towards anyone and anything that they'll ever have for the rest of their life. So we can always come back to this. When you said
Yeah.
expel out of my system, my 5-month-old sneezed. That's a comment in the, in the chat. Thank you for the depth. Also, I'm going to put your link tree in the
Great. Thank you.
chat. Although once it's doing that thing again where it's not letting me. There it goes. Okay, that's where they can also connect with you, but also book you, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
They can set
And
up a
as
discovery call. Yeah. And the time zones sort of work. Just depends where.
yeah, yeah, so as you can imagine, one-on-one, let's go way, way deeper and way more personal. But also thank you to everyone who was watching, Christine,
Mm.
Peg, Nico, and everyone else who left comments. Sorry if I missed some of you as far as your names, but yeah, it's really great to have you here. All the viewers who were here and participating and tapping along, it really, we can feel you even though we can't see you, and
Mm.
it really makes a big difference. So we really appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you, Faye, for being here. Kim said, thank you both so much. I appreciate your depth and caring perspective. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kim. Thanks for being here. And any final words? Anything coming up, Faye, that you want to let people know about?
No, just thank you for participating and for sharing your energy and for allowing us um, to facilitate that for you. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Oh, Jay, do you know Jason? Tap with Jason, Jason Winters.
Ah,
He's here. Cool. Good to see you. I hope you don't mind. I think your last name is public. Send me a message if you need me to delete that. Yeah, Jason has a great channel. Everyone here on the chat can also click on that. And Faye's channel is also linked, like in the title. It says at Living Well with Faye when you see the
yes.
video subject here, so you can watch the videos there. I If you're up for it, we'll do more in the future.
That'd be
And
great, actually. I've got a few ideas.
oh, good. This
I'll
was
talk
great.
to you later.
Awesome. Well, thank you to everyone here on the stream. We will see you soon. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
bye for now.